Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Nur Anis Adila. So today I will present about our subject property. So our subject property we choose is address at lot 1202 and lot 1369 at Jalan Kapar, Kampung Dungun, Jeram, Selangor. The land size is 10 acres where it is an agricultural land that has not been developed yet, located in Selangor, in district of Jeram, under Kuala Selangor authorities. In detail, our subject property is located in the main road of Jalan Kapar in Kampung Dungun locality. Lastly, the subject property is just 9 kilometers from town of Kapar and Kuala Selangor town. Okay, now for the next slide, I will explain about our subject property neighborhood and surrounding. The subject property situated in Kampung Dungun, Jeram neighborhood. The main attraction of this area is Remis Beach or Pantai Remis, one of the local travel spot in Selangor that famous of their seafood. As the main attraction in the neighborhood also has resort, homestay and hotel for the tourists, and the local resident area. They have Taman Kenari Jeram and Kampung Sungai Sembilang. Most of the facilities and amenities is located in nearest town where 6 kilometers or 1 hour to Kapar and Kuala Selangor.
Hi, now I will explain about the market feasible study for our proposed development. This is the types of residential transaction at Hulu Selangor chart. Since our site is located at Hulu Selangor, we decided to do market study at Hulu Selangor. There are 6 types of residential development at Hulu Selangor, which are double to 3-story semi-detached house, double to 3-story terrace house, condominium and apartment, detached house, single-story semi-detached house, and single-story terrace house. Based on this chart, a double-story terrace house is the highest number of transactions, among others, made in 2019. It shows that this type of house has a highest demand at Hulu Selangor. So, that's why we decided to propose residential type double-story terrace house. Next, we also did the price research based on the previous transaction made at Hulu Selangor. Based on the data above, for the price, the demand has on the price between 200k to 500k for residential development. So we decided to offer a price of our unit is between that price with the best value according to the price offered since the number of population at Hulu Selangor has increased. Meanwhile, the price of the shop house between 400k and 600k has a large number of transactions rather than other price. So we will offer our shop house around that amount as there has a high demand. Other reason we build a shop house is the number of population in our area is increased, so this can provide job opportunities to consumers. So it will give us a high potential in increasing the volume of transaction.
Demography and social economy in Kuala Selangor. Population based on gender. Based on the pie chart, Kuala Selangor total population are 161,168. The total population includes both male and female gender. Male popularity is more than the female popularity. The total male living in Kuala Selangor is 82,077, while the total population of female is 79,091. The difference between total male and female is 2,986. This graph is about population in Kuala Selangor by ethnic. From the graph, we can see that Malay is higher than the other ethnics. That means the people that stay in Kuala Selangor mostly is Bumiputra with a total of 104,122. This can be a benefit to us as our proposed residential will give a 10% off to Bumiputra and can attract them to purchase the property. Next, the number population of Chinese is 22,859, while Indian is 29,694, which is higher compared to Chinese. The total population of people that is not born in Malaysia is 3,687. Based on the My Local Stats Selangor 2019, the monthly statistic household gross income in Kuala Selangor for 2016 is 4,979 for the median, and for mean is 6,532. In 2019, it stated that the median is 5,855 and the mean is 7,866. From this graph, we can see that it is increasing within 4 years. And the last graph is household size of Kuala Selangor. The table above shows that the average size of a household decreased and is maintained. The average household size in 2017 was 3.5 but decreased by 3.4 in 2018. The average household size is sustaining the following years. As the graph shows that the average household size decreased, people in Kuala Selangor maybe have less money to spend and save. From here, we can know that our development must match the income of the people here. So our proposed development will not be expensive for them to purchase and can be considered.
Next, design feasible. So for our proposed development, we decided to build a double-story terrace house and a double-story shop lot for our proposed mixed-use development. According to Selangor Planning Standard, we construct this type of building, whereas our site area is 10 acres, which complies with development guidelines. Our proposed development complies with the planning standard for the plain area, which is 60% of the maximum. The proposed development is 2-story high. For double-story shop lot, there is 24 units of it and 154 units for double-story terrace house, which is in accordance with Selangor planning standards. We provide a playground and a recreational park with full of landscape to ensure the residents and tenants feel comfortable with the facilities provided. There is also parking along the front of the shop lot to facilitate people who want to buy necessities. So next, for our proposed development of a double-story terrace house and a double-story shop lot, we will use the nature green concept, as our proposed site is located far from the big city and mostly situated in the suburban area of Selangor State. And the surrounding area is developed with traditional and private land in the area of Kampung Dungun. As our proposed site exceeds 1 acre, we are capable of constructing a double-story terrace house and a double-story shop lot using the concept of nature green.
To determine whether our proposed development is feasible or not, we use 3 methods to find the return of profit to the developer. Firstly, our gross development is 84.8 million and development cost is 5.6 million. First method is conventional residual method. Developer profit or risk is 6.3 million. For the project rate, return on investment is 7.45% and return on cost is 11.34%. Second method is discounted cash flow. Use net present value with interest of 0.44%. Total NPV is 7.2 million with profit on GDV is 8.51% and profit on TDC is 12.98%. Last method is discounted cash flow using internal rate of return. For NPV1, the interest rate is 2% and the total is 1.9 million. For NPV2, interest is 10% and we got the total of negative 6.5 million. Using linear interpolation, the IRR is 1.58%. Based on the calculation using these 3 methods, the best method is discounted cash flow using net present value as it is the highest percent of profit.
So this is the layout of our proposed development.